Hey there, all you cool, epic, and awesome fans. Welcome to episode 37 of the Cool, Epic, Awesome podcast. My name is Matt, and I will be your co-host today.
And I'm your other co-host, Joe. I apologize for my voice. I'm a little sick today, but,
So it happens to the best of us,
yeah,
so
this happens
no
working in a
worries.
hospital.
But yeah, we have a really packed episode today.
Yeah, I feel like
It's
this is our
been
first episode, that there's been a full, 2 weeks since without any, because last time we had the strike going on, it, just ended, so this is, the first time we've had a full, week of news, 2 weeks of news.
Yeah, and also the film slate is just getting insane. There's a
Yeah.
couple. Today we're gonna talk about Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the Hunger Games prequel. We're gonna talk about Napoleon and Saltburn. We'll discuss, but since Joe's sick, he wasn't able to see it. So I'll just say my thoughts briefly on it.
Yeah.
We'll go into spoilers because you're gonna see it at some point.
Yeah,
right?
I'll see it eventually, just not right now.
Yeah, and then also you recommended last week or 2 weeks ago. I mean, Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah,
which we'll also talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk.
But there's also a bunch we're not talking about Thanksgiving, which came out. The Holdovers came out.
Yeah.
The past 2 weeks has been
there was a lot and
for movies.
Yeah.
But
And then it's going to get even more crazy, I feel like. We have Wonka, Aquaman, Poor Things.
Zone of Interest, American Fiction. There's a lot of shit coming. December, this Friday.
Yeah.
But
and then Matt's favorite, Leo.
Yeah, Leo. Also, Leo came out. Yeah, I forgot about that. The Adam Sandler. He's going for Best Actor nom with that one.
Yeah. They broke Netflix's record.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for most views for an original animated movie.
It's actually so ass.
I'm gonna watch it.
So bad.
Just
I watched it on when I was commuting to work. I watched it on my phone on the bus, and I didn't realize. First of all, Adam Sandler is putting on this insane voice that sounds so.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound like it sounds like he has a fucking cough or something like that.
And after 2 minutes, I was like, okay, I've had enough of this voice. And it goes on for another. It's almost 2 hours, the movie. And it's also a musical.
Really? Does he sing in it?
Yeah, he does. There's musical numbers. It's so bad. And it has decent reviews on Letterboxd too, which is weird. But anyways, we gotta speed. Not speed, but since we have so much to talk about, we don't want anyone sitting here for 4 hours.
Yeah, we both got work,
So yeah, we could talk about the Hunger Games prequel. So you said you hadn't seen the original movies, right?
Yeah, I still haven't. I mean, I know the general premise of the movie, but I've never actually watched the originals. So I knew enough going into this, to understand.
Yeah, so this basically follows a younger version of Coriolanus Snow, who's in the Hunger Games movies. He's kind of the big bad. He's the guy who runs the Hunger Games. And he didn't create them, but he sort of made them into what they were. And in this movie, it's I think it's the 14th Hunger Games, and it's first.
Yeah, it's pretty early on.
It's the first one that they introduced the idea of mentors.
Yeah.
So Snow ends up getting this mentor named Lucy Gray, who's played by Rachel Zegler, and it sort of goes through their relationship and him sort of taking this turn from good guy to bad guy.
Yeah,
which we'll get to a little later, but I think it was rushed overall.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we'll talk about it. I agree though too.
Yeah, just for starters, the performances I think were fantastic.
Yeah.
I saw it in. I got tickets to an early screening, so I went with my girlfriend. We went.
You saw a week earlier than me, right?
Yeah, I went to see it in IMAX at AMC in the city, which that one in Lincoln Center is I think it's the third or fourth biggest screen in America. So, the thing is, we didn't get there late, but we weren't at the front of the line, and somehow we ended up sitting second to front row for IMAX. It was actually insane. My neck was killing me by the end, but when they say don't see movies in the front row and put those pictures up, imagine Peter Dinklage just distorted like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid who who plays Snow is really good too. I think
Yeah, I've
he's
never.
kind of like he's an up and comer or
Yeah,
something.
that's like his. Has you seen him in anything else?
I think he's pretty well known from a TV show.
What's his name?
I think it's like
It's
Tom
like
Blyth.
Tyler. Oh, I know it's with T, right?
Yeah, Tom Blyth. Um, it says he. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, honestly, he just has a bunch of like random movies that he was sort of in, but not the lead of. And I guess they saw something in him when he auditioned
Yeah,
and gave him the lead. But he was fantastic. Honestly,
yeah, he's really good.
one of the better performances of the year, in my opinion, which I
Yeah,
did not expect at all.
yeah, they really surprised me.
Rachel Zegler, I think she could be kind of like people could go either way on her. I really liked
Yeah,
her.
yeah. I thought I liked the whole singing bit. I know some people kind of thought it was annoying, but I liked it.
Yeah, and she's a great singer too. I know
Yeah.
she was in what's the Spielberg one?
Oh, Into the Heights.
No, it's so obvious. It's the most famous like musical.
It's not. Oh, West Side Story.
Yeah, West Side. She's in West Side Story. That's where
Okay.
she got
And
her big break.
she's gonna be Sleeping Beauty too, I think, right?
Nah, Snow White. But
Snow White. I'm sorry. Yeah.
yeah, I think she's very talented. She was
Yeah.
really good. Also, the supporting cast was great too.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage, who I mentioned,
Viola
I love him. Viola Davis,
Davis.
Jason Schwartzman was really good.
Yeah.
He was sort of like the comedic relief,
Yeah.
and I thought he was funny.
Yeah. I like how it's like kind of a sick comedy. The way, like
Yeah,
like
he just like someone got murdered on the screen, and then
yeah,
somebody threw up in the
yeah,
at the Capitol, and he's like, "Kids, look away!" And then he like yells at the lady, "Oh, you
yeah,
should let us know before you're gonna throw up." Like shit like that. It was funny.
yeah.
The only his humor seemed like a little bit out of place at some points. Like I didn't know they were gonna go that hard with like his humor, but
Yeah. That was for it was PG-13, but honestly, it was like it felt like an R-rated movie at times.
yeah, there was multiple instances of people being hanged.
Yeah, that guy.
Obviously,
Remember,
people,
she slit the guy's throat,
yeah,
hanging
people
at the
dying
top of
in the games. Yeah, a lot of shit like that. I think
yeah,
it kind of shows how stupid the MPAA is because they're like, all right, as long as there's no blood, it doesn't matter.
well,
You can
yeah,
do
no,
whatever.
yeah,
But no, you can't say fuck, or else you're
yeah,
gonna be rated R.
yeah. It's just
Um, yeah, but
like I mean, yeah,
like I mentioned before, to talk about Snow's, um,
descent into
yeah, the,
radical or whatever.
the thing, like we as an audience know that he's gonna turn
He's gonna
bad.
turn. I mean, I honestly like. I mean, I knew he was in the other movies, but like I didn't know the extent, so I kind of didn't know if he was good or bad. But I kind of had an idea, like towards, especially like when they into like the third part of it,
Yeah,
like the third. I had like,
yeah, it's to protect Lucy Gray, most of it.
yeah,
Um, but I think his when he shot that girl or that dude, I forget. Both of those people end up dying. Remember, he shoots the guy.
I remember he beats the guy with like the like the slab of. He has like a metal pipe with a piece of concrete on it, and he hits him in the face. When does he shoot someone? I'm trying
He
to remember
shoots
now.
someone with like a rifle.
Oh, at when?
It's at Lucy Gray's like
Oh,
singing
yes,
place.
yes, you're right. He
That was
shot the
kind of his.
girl.
Yeah, he shot the girl. That's what it was.
Yeah,
That was kind of his first big. Okay, this guy's actually evil. I thought
yeah.
that came out of nowhere as like a viewer. I didn't really see a reason for him to just go that
Yeah.
insanely bad.
Or like
But I
just
feel
shoot
like
her in the foot or something. Like even I mean that would have been crazy too, but like I didn't expect that either. I was like, oh
yeah, I
shit.
feel like people since they know he's gonna be bad, they're just kind of like, all right. But let's say for someone like you,
Yeah.
who you didn't know, it just kind of seems so insanely out of
I
character and
mean,
out of nowhere.
I had an idea, but like I do feel like the scene before, like he like talks about how like corrupt like the hunger, not like what I'm trying to say, like he's against it, like. But I mean, also now that I think about it, they kind of foreshadow like. Remember, like he beats the guy with the stick, and he talks about how like he kind of felt like the power, and he like
Yeah, yeah,
enjoy, you know what I mean? So you kind of see it.
yeah. I mean, it's not completely out of nowhere, but I just think
No,
that
no.
it kind of was like they flipped a switch, and all of a sudden he was like this
I just think
evil.
because it's probably an extended time period between like the time that Hunger Games thing happened and like that scene because it's like chapter whatever. So I'm
Yeah,
assuming like it's enough time has passed that he's gotten like fucking even worse and worse.
yeah. I also the scene where Lucy Gray kind of dips, and they go to the cabin, and like the guns that they were
Yeah.
supposed to be hiding were in there. I was confused about that. Did she put them in there as like to plant them, or
No, I feel like she just I don't know honestly.
they mentioned that some other guy had them, and then
Well,
Snow was
weren't
like,
they
"Oh,
looking for them originally?
yeah." But Snow was like, "Oh, that other guy had them." I thought like how they get here. This place was supposed to be only for your family. And then she was like, "Oh, I guess he must have known about it too." But did she like put it there and was just trying to cover for herself? I was confused about that.
Honestly, I have no idea.
And I don't know why. I really don't know why she left. Like, I guess because he was becoming evil, but that also kind
Yeah.
of felt like out of nowhere a little bit. I
I think
thought
like she
because
knew after he killed that girl, I think she knew he was like fucking,
yeah, yeah.
and she was just trying to give him an out, like to, you know what I mean?
Mm. They also kind of left it up in the air whether she survived or not.
Yeah.
I think if Suzanne Collins wants to write
Write
another
another
book,
book.
though,
Yeah.
they could.
You think she would?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
How does the new one end? I'm assuming at the end they end the Hunger Games.
I actually have no idea,
Really?
honestly,
I
because
thought you.
I've only watched Hunger Games and Catching Fire. I never saw the other two.
What's like the plot of the second one?
Catching Fire,
Yeah.
they somehow like get Katniss to go back into the games. I forget
Oh,
how. I think they take like one victor from each district or something and put them back in. And of course, like they choose her
yeah.
because, um, you know,
Is Josh Hutcherson in it?
yeah, he is.
Remember the death grip he had on like fucking middle school people?
Yeah, and now he has it again because of
Yeah,
FNAF.
FNAF. Yeah.
I would argue that he's way more handsome in FNAF
Yeah,
than he
I
was
agree.
as PETA.
I
He was
agree.
a little simp.
He looks like a dork a little bit.
Yeah.
You ever see like the meme of him now with his hands like behind his back?
Yeah, yeah. The whistle.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think
Anyway,
that if they revisit the Hunger Games past this movie, I would like to maybe see Jennifer Lawrence come back and maybe do something with Katniss's character, unless it's not possible because of how the series ends. Like I don't know,
yeah, I have no idea.
but
Do you
I
think
feel like
she would come back? Actually, yeah, she probably would.
yeah, and that's the big craze these days is like bringing back these old stars
Yeah,
and
the legacy sequels.
yeah. But they said that this movie, although it's doing decently well, I think it had like a historically low drop second weekend. Like it
Yeah,
was not a bad drop at all, and it's gonna recoup its budget probably and then some because it
yeah.
only
I
it
think
was made
it
for
already grossed 200 million and had
yeah
$100 million budget. So
yeah. So it'll end up making money.
yeah,
But they said that still it was the lowest of any of the Hunger Games movies opening weekends.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, like when those came out, they were like fucking kind of like I don't know. It
A
was like transform.
cultural
Yeah, like so there was
phenomenon kind of thing.
yeah. So I feel like obviously I expected it to do worse. If you would have told me that before, I would have been like, yeah, probably. Because like, but that's like
Yeah.
no, it's not the movie's fault.
I'm like surprised by how big the Hunger Games fan base is, though.
Yeah,
When we went to that like early screening thing, there was so many
yeah,
people with like the pin and dressed up as Katniss and like wearing the
yeah,
merch and all this shit, and I was like, damn, like
yeah,
I didn't know these people existed.
yeah, man.
Um, but yeah, also I was reading that the book that this is based on also sold like less than all of the other books in the
Really?
series. Yeah. Um, and I saw also that the biggest demographic for this movie in the fans was like 18 to 21, which kind of shows that the
Yeah.
people who went to watch the first Hunger Games didn't come back for this. It's
I
mainly
mean,
just like a new generation.
yeah, actually, mostly.
So if they want to get that bigger fan base back, you got to bring Katniss. You
Yeah,
got to
but I
bring
feel like
Katniss
I don't
back.
know. The stories they want to tell are gonna be like
Yeah.
like I'm assuming there's no way that I feel like at the end there has to be no Hunger Games.
I don't know. We'll
I mean, I
revisit
want
this
to watch
at
it,
some
so
point.
yeah, we'll figure it out one day. Do
Yeah,
you
I
have a
didn't
favorite
even.
scene in the movie?
Um. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about a favorite scene before this. I should have. You do you
It
have
was
one in
actually
mind?
the CGI was great. It looked visually it was very like all the like uh settings or like whatever about I don't know what like cities or whatever they were in there. Everything
Hmm.
looked great. The movie was really visually good.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of the sets were great too.
Yeah,
Just it engrosses you into the world.
yeah,
Um, let me think. I think my favorite scene might be when the those snakes get dropped
yeah.
on the people,
And she
and
starts singing.
she starts singing, and
Yeah,
also at the Capitol, Snow is like freaking out, like let her out, and
yeah,
and she's just she really thought she did something. She thought her singing was the reason.
yeah,
And that's also the whole reason why he ends up getting sent to the districts.
yeah. It's
Which
because they
another thing,
found the
yeah, I didn't mention this, but the actual Hunger Games part ends pretty early into the movie. Like a lot of the movie happens after the Hunger Games itself,
yeah.
which
It's like a
I
character study, the movie
yeah,
of What is his name? Cornelius or Coriolanus?
like
Coriolanus Snow.
yeah. I forgot to mention his sister too, Tiger Lily.
I really liked her. I mean, she wasn't
Yeah,
in the movie a lot, but I enjoyed her character.
and she's played by Hunter Schafer, right?
Yeah,
Who I don't know personally, but she's from Euphoria,
yeah,
right?
she's great in Euphoria. Yeah,
Um, yeah, I was thinking about checking out Euphoria. I had a
it's just like
slight,
it's so like exaggerated, like it's insane.
yeah,
They're in like ninth grade, like fucking. It's just like and it's like hypersexualized, like
yeah.
you know,
I feel like it has a lot of young female audience, which is kind
yeah.
of why I
The
was like,
story's cool. Like I enjoy it. It's good, but like
yeah,
I finished the
yeah.
first season. Honestly, I never watched the second season.
Did you have a favorite scene though?
Um, Probably that scene, honestly.
What, the one I said?
The one where they drop the snakes. Yeah,
Yeah. And then for favorite characters, I feel like for me it's Snow just because I love the
yeah.
performance so much.
Me too.
But I also was a big fan of Peter Dinklage's character.
Viola Davis's character too. I actually really liked.
Yeah,
I
Snow
mean,
was like the safe answer for me, but
yeah.
I love Peter Dink. He's
Yeah.
just the
I
goat.
mean, it was actually like the movie has so many good performances.
Yeah, it really does. Um, yeah, and
I don't like. I
I've
like
been
Viola. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
nah, I've been on like this Peter Dinklage high recently because I'm watching
Oh, because
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, he's the beast in Game of Thrones.
I'm up to like season 5, and
What
he
do you
just
love?
I'm trying to think what's happened recently. Joffrey's dead at this point.
Yeah, no. How were
His
you like
little
hyped
brother,
when he?
his bro, I was so hyped. I don't know
Yeah,
if you saw
no.
that list that came out recently. That
No,
was
I
like
know. Those are most satisfied. Yeah,
it was like top 10 most hated TV characters, and
yeah,
Joffrey was number 1.
yeah.
But yeah, Joffrey's little brother just got married off to the girl who was supposed to marry Joffrey. That's where I'm up to at this point.
Oh, I forgot her name. Oh, do you know like? There's something about his character. I don't know if you know it or not.
Nah, don't even say it. I don't know.
Uh,
But yeah, one thing also about this movie is for some reason it felt like an event, kind of. I don't know why.
yeah,
I think it might have been because it was an early screening, but just something about like the Hunger Games and this franchise felt like this big sort of event,
that type of thing. Yeah,
which I mean, I don't necessarily feel that way anymore about superhero movies just because of how
yeah.
many
We're
there
just
are.
so uninvested in it.
I'm sure when there's a new Avengers movie, I'll feel that way, but for like this
Honestly,
other,
I was thinking about that, dude. Like, because I don't know if you. This is actually, we'll save this when we transition into the movie news because I don't want to go off topic.
all right, but yeah, I guess I don't really have anything else to say about it.
Yeah,
I'm like kind of not remembering it too well because I saw it
yeah. I saw it like
close to 3 weeks
ago.
ago at this point.
Uh, but
Um,
I mean, I remember enjoying it.
Yeah. What's it called?
But
All
also
right. Would
I
you?
loved all the costumes too.
Yeah. Very very good
Unique,
costume
like
design.
yeah,
Um. So yeah, I guess we could get to ratings.
yeah,
I gave it a 4 star, 8 out of 10. It's up there for me.
yeah.
It's in my top 20 of the year, I think.
I think it's in my top 15, honestly.
Yeah, which I didn't expect. I kind of had
Yeah,
no interest in it until I
I
saw
mean,
it. It was getting also it on Rotten Tomatoes. It only has like decent scores, which I really don't get. I
yeah,
thought people would eat this shit up. I
yeah.
mean, I
And
really liked it.
it was written really like for a franchise type of movie. It was really well written.
Yeah, because an actual author wrote it.
Wrote it. Yeah, I know it makes
Like a
sense.
best-selling author.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I really
yeah,
enjoyed it.
yeah. Same for me. I gave it 4 to 5 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. That I went in same thing, no expectations. But I mean, I liked Rachel Zegler, so I had like some interest in it. But I didn't expect to enjoy it this much.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we can move on. Our next film was one that I was very hyped for and ended up just being pretty disappointed overall. And that is Napoleon by Ridley Scott.
Yeah,
This film stars Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon himself, with Vanessa Kirby
that's
as
Josephine.
his what do they call it? Empress Josephine.
Empress Josephine.
And it just it disappointed me overall. I know Ridley Scott has said that there's 4.5 hours of footage and they had to cut it down. This
Yeah,
movie's like 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I think you could definitely tell. I
yeah.
think it's
There's a
very,
lot.
very poorly paced.
Yeah,
I don't know if you noticed this, but like basically the movie starts, Napoleon is like the soldier general, whatever. Within the first like 20 to 30 minutes, he's already in power. Like they rush
it,
through that aspect so quickly.
yeah.
And then
I did like, although I have to say, I did like that first battle scene,
yeah, I was
like
gonna
where he
that
gets.
that was sick. I
Yeah,
love that
bro.
scene. Did you see it
That
in
horse.
IMAX or no?
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, I
That
remember I know what you're gonna say. You can say
yeah,
it.
yeah. That horse scene, and I saw it with like I went with my mom, like my aunt, and like my aunt's parents. Then like it was just like so unexpected. Like I don't know, I did not expect that at all. And they were just
Yeah.
like they got fucking scared,
Hmm.
not scared, but
I know. Yeah, when that happened in the theater, when like the horse just
yeah,
explodes, I
yeah.
remember like looking at my girlfriend. Her like mouth was agape. She was like covering it. She was like about to cry. That was actually insane though,
Yeah,
because
bro.
it shows a cannonball fly straight
Like,
into its chest.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
the battle
Just like,
scenes were easily the best part of the
yeah, they were
movie.
so
They're
good.
so good, especially in
Yeah,
IMAX. And I thought it was so impressive how, there's like these long shots and there's just hundreds, maybe thousands of
thousands of
people
people. Yeah,
running at each other, horses.
is
It's like
like
it seems
cannons. Like
yeah, it seems
yeah,
so hard to choreograph.
yeah,
Which I mean Ridley Scott, he's very good at stuff like
yeah,
this.
yeah,
Um he makes a lot of movies in this sort of vein, like historical epics
yeah,
kind of.
yeah,
Gladiator, he has
yeah.
Gladiator 2
Yeah,
coming
this
out next
honestly, this
year.
got me. One thing I'll say is that the battle scenes in this make me very excited for Gladiator 2.
Yeah. Um yeah, and Ridley Scott and Joaquin got to reunite here because,
Yeah,
you know, I don't think Joaquin's returning for Gladiator 2. His
no,
character
he
got killed,
died.
right?
Yeah, his
Yeah, he
character
does.
dies. Yeah, I'm sure he maybe he'll come back in a flashback or something.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
pretty cool.
Joaquin, I think, was fantastic. He put on a
Yeah,
really great
yeah.
performance. You sort of get you
You could tell like he fucking dove into this role.
yeah.
He's just such a fucking he's like a weirdo. Like the
Yeah. He well, you know where Napoleon looks.
yeah, yeah.
I liked how they Joaquin I think is over 6 foot in real life, but they made
Oh
him
really?
short for this. They use camera trickery and whatnot
Yeah,
to.
and like CG whatever.
I like how they did that.
Yeah,
Um, I really liked the sex scenes. I thought they were very funny.
yeah,
Because he clearly just like doesn't know
yeah.
how to like what to do with
Yeah,
Josephine, and I don't know. I just thought it was funny because he's such like a great commander and leader,
yeah,
and he's this I don't know. I
He's,
just thought the
no, it is
contrast
funny.
between him in the battlefield versus him in the
In the
bedroom
bedroom.
was very funny.
Uh,
That scene where he like walks into the room while she's getting her hair done and he starts like making
Take
those,
my ma.
yeah,
Take my mama.
making all those noises. And she was like, all right, fine. And then like whatever, he does
Yeah.
his thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if seeing that with mom and everyone was a great was a.
No,
I
I
mean,
mean
we're
like
all adults at this point. It doesn't really
yeah,
matter, but still
yeah,
very funny. I think Vanessa Kirby was good. I don't think she
yeah.
was amazing. I know people
Um,
were saying
yeah,
that
I
her
don't think she was like
performance, and I also didn't like love her character that much, to be honest. I just don't understand. Like she just gets married to Napoleon, instantly has an affair.
yeah.
Um, which I guess is probably in part to him like not knowing what to do in the bedroom and
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. It's just like she comes off as unlikable right from the jump because
Yeah.
as soon as he goes away, she just has an affair, and like right after they got married. But also, it
She was
is
like
revealed later on that Napoleon has his own affairs.
that's I feel like that's what shit was like back then though.
Yeah.
Like people just like fucking cheat on each other and do shit, especially like people in power.
Hmm. I guess. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I thought she was fine. She was
I
good.
enjoyed it. I liked her.
Yeah. I don't know. She's rumored to be playing Sue
Invisible Woman.
Storm, which
Which I like. I mean, I like her character in Mission Impossible a lot better.
yeah,
Like
I
that
think
kind of sold me for Invisible
yeah,
Woman.
she's got the chops for it. I just don't
Yeah,
think that she was that fantastic in this.
she was good. I mean, I don't think like she was like Joaquin definitely has the best performance by far, but
Yeah,
you know,
his line delivery is just so good.
yeah,
There's that one like line going around on Twitter where he's like, "You guys think you're so great just because you have boats."
but yeah,
Like walks out. Just the way he sells himself
yeah,
into the role so
yeah,
hard.
yeah,
Um, I thought he was great. Although Napoleon as a character could have been fleshed out a little more, but that
yeah.
also has to do with
With the
the
time of the
yeah. Um, I know people were on Twitter were like violating Ridley Scott for not being historically accurate, and they were like, "Oh,
okay,
they didn't actually fire cannons at the pyramids."
yeah.
But that
And did you
scene
see
is
what he
like
said? He
one
was like,
second.
what did he say? He was like,
He,
go
he
fuck
was,
it. He was,
yeah, he was probably like, "Oh, fuck off" or something.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't care. Like that was, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, if you started seeing Napoleon like get
Like
abducted
blow up
by
the
aliens,
pyramids.
like yes, or some
If
shit.
if it would have been like the cannons like completely destroying the pyramids, it would have been like, all right. Like them shooting a cannonball at it, I feel like isn't like the craziest thing in the world.
Yeah, definitely not. I wasn't not that I'm a Napoleon buff or anything, but there wasn't anything in there that I was like, all right, this
Yeah,
is just unrealistic. I love that scene where it kind of was given up in the trailers, but where they shoot the cannonballs on the ice, and I think those are Russian
yeah.
soldiers, right?
Uh, I or well, it's like I think it's Austrian. Remember, because of
Maybe
the Austrian prince. And
I
that's like,
forget.
remember he was in bad. He was like this new upcoming, like, or maybe it was. I don't remember.
Because wasn't Napoleon like the only one to beat the Russians in Russia, or is that someone else?
Uh, Probably. I honestly I don't know.
Yeah, because I think there, if there's any historical buffs listening, they're probably like tight at me. But I'm pretty sure there was this one leader, and he was like the only person to ever beat Russia on their own turf. Because like how cold it is, no one could
Yeah,
go
yeah,
there and beat Russia.
yeah,
But I think he ends up winning that battle at least. The Battle of Waterloo is where he loses, and honestly, that is where I really had a lot of issues with pacing. That
yeah,
scene was so dragged out. And I feel like there could have been other scenes that were brought in and parts of Waterloo could have been cut. Like basically the entire Battle of Waterloo lasts longer than Napoleon's entire rise to power. It was so
yeah,
stupid.
yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Um, but yeah, I really like I wanted to love the movie more. Um,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I enjoyed the performances and the battle scenes, but you
Yeah,
know, it does kind
yeah,
of feel for a 2.5 hour movie, it somehow feels rushed.
yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
My favorite scene though is probably
No, honestly, probably the opening scene. I'm not gonna lie.
that opening battle.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I prefer the cannons breaking the ice one a little
yeah.
more. I just loved
I
how it all looked when there was the cannonballs flying down. The guy was like riding on the horse.
yeah,
Just how impressive it is to get those underwater shots and even have
yeah.
like
Like how
horses falling
like
in, and
the war. Yeah, dude. Like
it's really impressive stuff. I
yeah,
love that scene. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I'm. Even though I know I felt like this was rushed, I'm not like fiending to sit down and watch the 4.5 hour
yeah,
version.
yeah. Especially like if it's gonna be in a house, like not in an
Yeah,
IMAX theater. You know,
if I give it some time to breathe and they end up releasing an
they see
extended
it.
cut, I'll
Yeah,
probably check it out.
yeah. I agree.
And then favorite character, I feel like it's pretty
Oh
easily
man, it's
Napoleon.
Napoleon.
Even though he is an asshole and he's, they kind of make him into a joke in this movie. Um, I still just thought the performance was so great that,
Yeah,
and I'm such a Joaquin lover that I'm gonna just love any
yeah.
character in this
I mean, he
movie.
was. Yeah, it was the best performance in my opinion.
Yeah, but yeah. Another thing, I feel like the side characters were lacking. I can't even like think of one, honestly.
Yeah. Now that I think about it,
There was
maybe his
Napoleon's brother,
brother.
and then that dude who was like he was co-leading the military with. Remember?
Oh, like in the beginning.
Yeah. And there was a couple other like old white men.
Yeah, pretty
But yeah,
much.
I think the side characters were slacking a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
yeah,
guess with all that being said, to get to ratings,
yeah,
I still think it was a solid movie, and I think it's saved by the performances. If you didn't have Joaquin in the lead, another actor, I think my score would probably go down a decent amount, at
yeah,
least half a star.
yeah.
And I had it at a 3.5 star, so
So,
7 out of 10.
then.
Still very solid, but
Yeah,
just doesn't crack it into my like. I don't even think it's in my top 30 of the year.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I don't know what Joaquin has lined up next, to be honest.
Uh, well, Joker too is
Oh
probably
yeah,
next.
Joker too. I know Ridley Scott has got. We mentioned Gladiator too,
Yeah,
but yeah,
and then he said he has another. After that, he has like a passion project coming on or something.
yeah. That's one thing I respect about Joaquin. Like he cranks out fucking movies.
Yeah,
I mean, not Joaquin. Ridley Scott. Him and Nolan. They both
yeah,
crank out movies really quickly
yeah,
compared to like a Tarantino or like a Spielberg or something.
yeah,
They take their time. Um, but anyways, I wanna before we get to the movie news, I'll quickly discuss Saltburn without giving away too much.
yeah.
This might be my most disappointed movie of the year, honestly. Because I'm such a Barry Keoghan lover. And I was telling you about Barry like before he
Yeah,
was even
you
close to
did.
being like a recognizable name.
Yeah, I feel like now, even like to mainstream, he's not even that super known.
Yeah. But he's getting his chance for
Yeah,
glory. Um but yeah, I think he was good in the movie, but I thought the movie was stupid. I know there's all this stuff about super sexualized and there's all these insane sexual scenes, which there are. But usually
yeah,
I'm like, if there's a reason for it, okay. Like I'm not,
yeah,
I'm not like a prude. Like I'm
yeah.
fine with watching that stuff. But
As long as
when
it makes sense.
it doesn't add anything to the plot. There's certain scenes where something insane and sexual would happen and I'm what why? Like what did this add to the plot? It doesn't add anything to the characters, it doesn't add anything to the plot. Like why is this happening right now? And yeah, I just thought it was stupid overall. Um there are a lot of good aspects of it. It's a very well made film. It's shot very well.
Hmm.
It's on a different aspect ratio than most films. It's not like a widescreen. It's kind of like a 3:4 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Um, which made it interesting.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the framing was well done. The music was good, but yeah, I couldn't get over how dumb someone like it was kind of just like trying to be edgy.
I heard the ending scene's like insane.
Yeah, ending was insane. I also thought the story, there's like a huge plot twist at the end that really like makes no sense. The more I think about it, the less sense it makes. It's like there's so many plot holes in it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
How was the dude from Gran Turismo?
he was good. He was very good. Great performances. Can't complain about the performances.
Just the story is
the script mainly, the writing and the script, and just it was just stupid. But
yeah.
Let me see. You know who was really good in it actually?
Oh.
I forget his name, but it's the dude who you'll know him from. He plays classic Loki. Oh, Richard E. Grant.
Oh.
He was very good in it.
Who does he play?
He plays like.
Is he like a baller?
Jacob Elordi's dad. Jacob Elordi's character's dad. I thought he was very good. Let me think if I have anything else to say without going into spoilers. Yeah, I can't really say too much else without spoiling shit. So
I've heard like just crazy sexual scenes. I don't know what they are. That's like basically the only thing I've heard about the movie from online.
Yeah. But yeah, like I mean, it's not the worst movie of the year. It's not even close to it.
Yeah.
But this is one that I expected a 9 out of 10, and I'm sitting at like a 6 out of 10 right now. So, and the more I think about the movie, the less I like it. So it might even go down. But yeah, that's really it. So you'll see it though at some point. Are you gonna see it in theaters? You think, or?
Honestly, probably not. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm working like a lot in the next couple of days.
Yeah, if it was like great, I would tell you to go see it, but you could wait. It's gonna be divisive. So.
Yeah.
All right. We could crack into some movie news. We got a bunch of trailers.
Yeah, we did.
Couple big ones.
Yeah.
We got a teaser for Terrifier 3, which I love the trailer. It reveals that it's going to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And it also kind of teases this controversial topic,
which I don't think should be that controversial, honestly.
Yeah. So there's rumblings online that apparently in the movie, the Terrifier or Art the Clown is gonna like murder a child brutally or something, which obviously is very taboo.
Yeah.
It's not something that's usually done even in slasher movies. They tend not to or show it off screen. But I think it really matters. It's not real. Like, why does it matter?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's not like think about all the. I feel like doesn't Frankenstein? Doesn't he kill the little girl?
It's kind of like implied violence. There's a lot of implied violence towards children in horror movies, but apparently it's going to show it and be very. But also, like, who knows? We haven't even seen the movie yet, or even a real trailer.
Yeah.
I mean,
they haven't even said anything. This could just be like, they could not kill a kid in the whole movie. This could just be for the trailer.
Yeah. I'm so glad Art the Clown is blowing up, though. You got to watch Terrifier 2. It's actually insane.
I hated the first one.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the first, but I knew like Art the Clown had potential to become like a horror icon, which I think he is gonna become. But when it's all said and done, I think he'll be a slasher icon. But yeah, this movie comes out next October, so we'll see how much they delve into that Christmas kind of vibe for it. I know a lot of the cast of Terrifier 2 is going to come back, so it's pretty cool.
Interesting.
But, yeah, what'd you think of the trailer, though?
It was cool. I kind of like. I feel like usually trailers are like cuts of scenes. I like how it's just like one kind of like scene shot for the whole thing, and it kind of gives you the vibe of the movie. Like they could just this whole scene could not be in the movie at all.
I agree. Yeah, I thought that was really cool how they kind of made it this one little part.
Yeah, and it kind of gives you a glimpse of like what the movie's gonna be like.
Yeah, without ruining the whole plot, which is what a lot of trailers do nowadays.
So props to them. I like that creative choice.
Yeah. Speaking of trailers that give away a lot of the plot, we have a Madam Web trailer finally. This movie comes out in
Yeah.
February.
Yeah.
That's like 3 months from now.
I know. Which is
That's really that's really close.
Yeah.
And we just got our first trailer. Honestly, it kind of looks like complete shit. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's definitely not gonna be good, but I don't
The
know.
one
The
thing
suit.
I respect how they're going into the superhero-ness. Like you see these like 3 characters in Spider-Man suits and all this
Yeah,
shit.
I was just gonna say like they're going. It feels like very comic booky.
Yeah. The villain, I know it's probably been said so many times, but it just looks like a CW suit.
Yeah,
The
it's
suit
so
looks
bad.
awful.
The villain
And
could have been like cool. It's just the fucking suit looks like ass.
yeah, and it's funny in the comics that
He doesn't
character
have a
doesn't
suit.
he doesn't have a suit. They're
Yeah,
just
he's
giving him a
just like a
suit to fucking sell Funko Pops.
yeah.
Like it's why would you give him a suit if he doesn't? I
Yeah, it's
mean,
so dumb.
yeah, but
In like I noticed in the flashback scenes, like in the trailer, you see him in like what he looks like in the comics. He has like that like vest thing kind of.
yeah, and he's walking around with his bare feet.
Yeah, yeah,
He's from that Spider-Verse comic.
yeah.
That
He
big
like
I have it. I read it
yeah,
a long time ago though, because it's
yeah,
a long story. But I remember I didn't necessarily love his villain in it, but I don't like how they're straying so far off from what
yeah.
he was. Then
Fair.
again, though, this is only just a trailer, so we'll see.
Yeah,
I think the movie might sell decently well. I think you're gonna have a lot of young people coming out to see it just because the cast.
yeah. Especially because I feel like Sydney Sweeney is like a
Yeah, Sydney
popular.
Sweeney
Yeah,
seems to be a decent draw. We'll see how Anyone But You does, which comes
yeah.
out I think in like 2 weeks. But you have her. You have Isabel Merced, who played Dora. She's
Who's
also
that?
gonna be she's gonna be in Superman Legacy. She's
Yeah,
playing Hawkgirl. Who else you got? You got Dakota Johnson, obviously from
yeah.
50 Shades of Grey. You know they
You
got to
have
incorporate some of that movie into this. That would be pretty fun.
yeah, and then
It's a 50
what's her
Shades
name?
of Grey with Morbius. How much do you think this is gonna connect to like those other Sony movies?
Uh, Probably. I feel like if anything, like Craven would be more connected to Venom. Like that. I feel like this is gonna be like on its own, basically.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end they'll, but like it doesn't even make any sense because like Spider-Man's not even in their universe. So, like they would
Well,
have no.
here's my theory, which I'm not sure if this has been claimed by anyone. I'm sure someone. It's not like an insane theory. I'm sure someone else probably knows this,
Yeah.
but apparently there's supposed to be some sort of like child Peter Parker in this movie that
Really?
that's gonna have to be protected from the villain. And I think that well, it's revealed in the trailer that this villain is trying to
Takes
kill
place in 2000. Yeah.
all spider people. Yeah, and it takes place in 2000.
It's set in the past. Yeah.
So apparently, uh, Emma Roberts, who's in the movie, she's not even in the trailer. There's rumors that she's gonna play Peter Parker's mother, and that she's gonna be pregnant with Peter. And this villain's coming, and he's like, "Oh," at the end, he might be like, "Oh, there's one more spider person I have to kill," and he's gonna try to kill the unborn Peter Parker.
Yeah.
That's just a rumor. If that is true, then I think where they're gonna go with that is obviously, you know, the superheroes are gonna win, and then Peter Parker's gonna be born, and they're gonna somehow hint that this is the same universe as Venom. So if that's true, then and this is set in 2000, let's say Venom 3 is set in 2024. That means there's a 24-year-old Peter Parker somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get his spider powers late. Maybe that's why they're doing that story now in the comics. Because you know how they're
Maybe
doing
like maybe it'll be like in this universe like this Peter Parker is supposed to die and then like he doesn't now and then that justifies why like he exists in the timeline all of a sudden.
yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
but yeah, I think Venom 3, they're gonna have their own Peter Parker, the same one that's from Madam
this
Web
yeah.
as a baby, and they're
Would
just gonna
you
cast a new actor.
I know like Sony's pretty much of a joke with their superhero stuff, but I actually like enjoy the Venom franchise. I feel like it knows what it is. Like it's the only one that like knows it's kind of insane and just like runs with it. Like Morbius tried. You know how you saw how serious like Morbius
Hmm.
was taking. You know, I feel like that's the only one that like knows how it knows what it is.
Yeah, I just don't. Things that I don't like about Venom is how disconnected it is from Spider-Man and how they
Yeah,
try to do it without Spider-Man. Like you have the rights to Spider-Man. Just put
they
Miles
should just do
Morales in.
Miles. I don't know. I don't understand why they don't.
Put Ben Riley. And even if they're like, "Oh, we don't want to confuse people." Like
Bro,
pe-
like
people know
it's
what the multiverse is at this
yeah.
point. Like no one's going to get confused. We just had a Spider-Man movie with three
Yeah.
Spider-Man in it.
It's not like
I,
that crazy of a concept. I don't understand. Even
but
they could even do like Silk. Like you saw they're doing like the Silk TV show. It doesn't even like any spider person at this point. I'll take anybody.
yeah.
You know?
What's funny though is that this Sony universe, they have three films coming out in 2024. The MCU
Yeah.
has one.
That's nuts.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
That's insane. They have like a fully fleshed out universe at this point, except none have connected to each other thus
Yeah.
far. I feel like Venom 3 might have some sort of connections to other
Apparently
properties.
Tom Hardy said like it's the last this is like the last one they're doing.
Yeah, and I know apparently Daniel Rickman said Spider-Man 4 in the MCU is going to have connections to the Sony
Yeah, that's a
universe
rumor.
of Marvel characters. That's what it's called. It's a stupid name.
Yeah.
SUMC. I guess what else would they call it?
Yeah. Actually,
But yeah, that might be actually one of the worst trailers I've ever seen. Can't even lie.
no, I don't know. It looks like it just came out in 2004. I mean, the movie set in 2004 to be fair.
That's true. But alas, Sony will
Yeah.
continue to make this shit. So hopefully it's good.
Sweet.
But yeah, let's move on. Another trailer. This is the last trailer we got was Marvel's What If Season 2. Which actually they released the trailer like midway through November, and the episodes start dropping at the end of December. A very quick turnaround from trailer to
Yeah.
release date. I think it looks cool. I was always a fan of What If, the concept in general, and I like the show.
I like the concept, but I just like hate the animation. It just, in my opinion, it just looks so bad.
Yeah, I understand. I know a lot of people complain about it, but I like how it's supposed to kind of look realistic-ish because you're using these characters from live action. So I
I
think
know, but
that's why they did it. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know. Like
I
I hope
think that
when, what's that? Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I hope when like Creature Commandos comes out next year, like it doesn't do something like that, where it's like, hey, it doesn't like sacrifice like this, like being a. I like stuff when it's more unique. This feels like such a generic, like bland animation style. You know,
Yeah.
like
No, I get it. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I hope. I mean, I feel like they won't do that. I feel like it'll be more of like it'll be its own thing.
Yeah. I'm such an MCU fanboy though that I don't even
No, I
care.
know.
Like I eat up anything they release,
Not gonna, they
honestly.
lost a little bit of my. I mean, I still watch most of the shit, but like honestly, I probably won't watch What If. I'm not gonna lie.
Really.
Yeah,
I mean, it isn't connected, so
yeah. I
you
just. I
probably
mean,
won't have
like
an issue.
I'll probably maybe if there's like.
There seemed
I
like
don't
a
know.
couple cool episodes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They had one scene that I noticed was from Infinity War when Cap is running up against
Oh,
Thanos.
I saw someone online about
So I
that.
wonder, do you think that's going to be what if the other half got snapped? I think that's a
No,
great idea for an
pe-
episode.
people was saying like, you know how in Captain Marvel when she shot the cosmic cube and it like blew up and it gave her all the like radiation
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she got powers. People think like because you see it in that like you see it kind of like look like it's gonna blow up. So people think it's gonna give Cap like powers.
Wait, the Tesseract is in that
No,
scene?
no. Well, like in Captain Marvel, like this how she gets
No.
her power.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
It
like
has
in
to do with
that
the
scene,
Tesseract, though.
no, I know, but they're saying like it's an Infinity Stone basically.
Oh, that is
Like
going to
that.
give him powers.
Yeah,
That could be interesting,
yeah.
I
I don't know
guess.
if I that was just a I don't know if it's true. It's just something I saw.
I hope it's what if the other half got snapped. That's like one that fans have been asking for. I
mean,
know
that
there's
would be
gonna be
interesting.
one with what if Hela got the 10 rings or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That sounds kind of cool. Do you think Spider-Man's gonna be back this season?
yeah. Probably it's just not. It's not. You know.
Yeah. Also, that one where it's the
Oh,
Avengers in the 80s. That was cool. That's gonna be cool, I
yeah,
think.
and like Peggy Carter's like the.
Like the
Uh,
Nick Fury.
yeah.
I really like What If. I don't know. I just like how they can do these stories that are offshoots of the MCU that they would never be able to do in live action. Since it's animation, they could just do whatever the fuck they want.
No, that's what
I
I'm
re-
saying. Like, I just feel like it's such a letdown because they can do whatever they want, but like they just. I feel like the first season was just so like. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, this Marvel Zombies episode was
That
cool.
was that one. That was probably my favorite episode, honestly.
Trying to think. I like Captain Carter as well.
Yeah. Well, are they
Um,
still doing the Marvel Zombies show?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
But
I hope it doesn't
yeah,
look like that.
yeah. Also, what if the episodes are gonna release within like 10 days? Every episode's gonna be out. It's gonna be one episode each day over the holiday season, which I think is a great idea. It'll
Yeah,
sort of generate buzz. People will be talking about on Twitter like tonight.
I mean, like
Kind of
kids
thing.
will have off and watch it.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we could let's try to move it along a
Yeah.
little bit. So
What's
yeah,
next?
that looks good. Next thing we got to talk about. Oh, the Supergirl movie for James Gunn's DCU.
Oh,
It,
it's got a writer, right?
yeah, it got a writer. Um, so I guess they're not going to probably look at directors or casting until the script is written.
Yeah.
And I'm not familiar with the writer. I looked into her. She has no other credits, as far as I could tell.
I think she wrote the like. Didn't she have something to do with the Supergirl and the Flash?
Yeah, she was gonna write when James before James Gunn took over, they were gonna do a Supergirl spin-off with Sasha Calle, and she was writing that movie. So they must have liked what they saw in her
Yeah.
script. They were like, "All right, we'll keep you." But the interesting thing about that to me is it kind of implies like, okay, Supergirl might be like the next closest movie after Superman because we didn't hear anything else about any of these
I
getting
think
writers
I
or
thought
anything.
Batman had a writer, or rumored to have a writer.
I don't know. Even if it's a rumor, like this was a James Gunn said this himself, did he
Yeah,
not?
yeah. No, yeah,
So
he tweeted about it.
yeah,
And I do like that they're not gonna cast a director, not or hire a director or cast an actor until like script is finished. I do like that a lot more.
yeah. Who would you like to see as a director? I tweeted about some
I
people that I
mean,
would enjoy.
the dream would be Greta Gerwig, but she's
Yeah,
gonna be busy with the Chronicles of Narnia, so we'll see.
yeah. I agree. I would love Greta Gerwig.
Yeah,
She said she wants to do more IP movies now too.
yeah, that
So I
would
feel
be
like
really
it would
really
work.
cool. Yeah,
And it's got to be a female director.
yeah, I
Um,
agree. And I think it will be.
I also could see Bryce Dallas Howard doing it.
Yes, that's
She
another one I
she did,
saw. Yeah, and the
she did
story
a
is very. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was gonna say she did a lot of work with The Mandalorian. Her
Mando,
episodes that she directs are really good.
and the story that of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is very like space based, so it would make sense.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of there's not really a lot of great female directors out there, honestly,
yeah,
which is kind of
I
sad.
mean,
Not that they're like not. I'm not saying that they're not good because they're women. Obviously, it's just that they're
at the
usually not
moment right
given
now, yeah,
opportunities
yeah.
to be that good. Like there's
Well,
obviously Greta Gerwig.
I mean, Barbie, I
Um,
feel like is gonna. She was the first female director ever. Like, it's $1 billion movie, right?
yeah, Nia
So
DaCosta.
yeah,
She
that
just
was
did
the,
this.
the the highest, the largest opening weekend for a female black director, I believe,
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah, yeah. No, I
I
think
mean, it
yeah.
still is a massive. I mean, 100. What was it? 118 million.
Yeah, but think
It's
about it.
still
Isn't that weird? Like obviously we can name
yeah,
actresses till the cows come home, but can you think of like three female directors off the top of your head?
yeah.
Like Emma
I mean,
Tammy.
like me and you can. I'm saying, but like the
Oh,
average
what
person.
about what if they gave it to Emma Tammy, who just did FNAF?
Gee, I mean, they could.
That could be something interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Gee, I mean, look how accurate FNAF was to source
yeah,
material.
exactly. That would be
So
cool.
yeah, that
But
would be interesting. Do you
yeah,
think they're gonna bring back Emma Tammy for FNAF 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably right.
Yeah. No, my comment about female directors, I could very well be ignorant to great ones. I'm just saying I can't think of a lot of good
No,
ones.
but I'm saying I know. I'm saying when you say that, I think you mean in terms of like the common moviegoer,
Yeah.
like doesn't really know. Like me and you could name female directors, but like if
Yeah,
we
Julia,
asked, like,
honestly, Julia DeCornet, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, DeCornet now or something. She directed Raw and Titan. She's like one of
yeah,
my favorite directors.
yeah,
Obviously, she wouldn't touch a Superman movie, but
nah, but yeah, that would not
I,
be her vibe though whatsoever.
yeah, yeah. But I'm just
But I
saying,
mean,
like,
I
I don't,
no, I know, but in terms of like the
yeah,
quality of the movie,
yeah. So,
but I mean, Greta Gerwig would be the Greta Gerwig and Bryce Dallas Howard.
yeah. Since we're on DC, we could talk about a couple other DC
Yeah,
things, which is Superman Legacy cast a bunch of roles, most notably
Nicholas
Nicholas
Hoult,
Hoult as Lex Luthor.
which I love. I know you're not as hyped as I am, but I actually think that's a really really good casting.
Yeah, didn't you mention something to me about like what he auditioned for
Yeah,
before?
so I don't know if people know, but he was in the running up for this Superman, and he also was running in the running for the Batman, like the Matt Reeves Batman, like screen tested and everything. Like I think he was actually like he was gonna get it. It was between him and Patterson. So I like the idea that like he's kind of like like he probably has like actual hatred for the characters because he didn't get the roles, you know. So
Yeah,
I really
he's gonna be playing the villain of the dude who beat him out for Superman.
yeah,
You know,
like it's just like it's a
it is a
cool
pretty,
dynamic.
it's a cool
Yeah.
story.
I mean, if
Um,
you think about it, Thor and Loki, like
yeah,
uh,
similar.
Tom Hiddleston he auditioned for Thor,
Yeah,
so and
yeah.
I don't
I
know,
think James Gunn might have seen him as Superman and saw Lex in him.
yeah,
You know,
I think his performance in the menu is like very like because at the end of the day, like I mean, Lex is like a
I don't
like
think
more
his menu performance is that Lex like. I feel like Lex is more than that.
what? No,
I feel like
like in terms of like not like when he's like at the end, but in terms of like when he in the beginning, like when he's like knows everything and he's like pointing out,
yeah, yeah, I guess. I think a good Lex Luthor is as a character, he's jealous of Superman.
yeah.
He feels that he worked so hard to get where he was, and
And
Superman just
Superman,
was
everything was
handed
handed to him. Yeah,
everything. He feels that he deserves the power. He deserves
yeah,
to be where Superman is. And I think having this real life circumstance of, okay, maybe in another world, Nicholas Hoult could have been Superman, you know? It's kind of
yeah,
shows that there should be that similarity between the characters. So I think that is very interesting.
yeah. I agree.
I know they cast a couple other roles. They cast their Jimmy Olsen,
Yeah,
um, who I'm not familiar with the actor, but I know
it
people
looks
were
it looks the
campaigning for
part.
him. And then a couple other roles. I don't think anything else big though.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else at DC, but there's a couple Marvel things we could talk about. The first big one was that Destin Daniel Cretton who directed Shang-Chi. He was supposed to direct Avengers Kang Dynasty and has dropped out for whatever
yeah.
reason. He's gonna focus on Shang-Chi 2
And
and the
Wonder
Wonder
Man.
Man series. So he's staying with Marvel. It wasn't like
Yeah.
um, a bad breakup or
Which
anything.
honest, I'm sad because I did like I was excited to see like the fight scenes. But I mean I'd rather him focus on Shang Chi too because I really like Shang Chi.
Yeah. But with that news, there was also some rumors floating around. I think Daniel Rickman, who's a pretty notable scooper, said that Marvel's top choice to direct both
Yeah,
Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars is Sam Raimi, who directed
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange 2, among, many others. The Spider-Man trilogy,
Yeah,
Evil Dead, which is unrelated. But he has experience with superheroes. Not this big of an ensemble, obviously, but
yeah,
who has, experience with this big of an ensemble? Not really anyone.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I would love this. I would love this, but I don't see this happening. I
yeah.
feel
I
like
don't,
if you want to make an Avengers movie, you want to make a $2-3 billion movie, you have to have that wide appeal. You can't have like a niche audience as Sam Raimi seems to have.
I agree. Yeah.
But
Because he's not gonna. I mean, people will definitely still see the movie, but I
yeah,
feel like they wouldn't
he
like.
has a very specific style. I think it could be very cool though, especially if they said, Tobey Maguire is supposed to be a lead in Secret Wars. To
Yeah.
reunite the two would be very cool. Just as a fan to see that.
Yeah. Honestly,
Um,
I didn't think about that. Maybe that's why they want him.
it's possible. I mean, he, I don't know if because that would just be one character, but if he's
I
gonna be
know,
the
but
lead,
if he's the lead, yeah,
that could be very interesting.
yeah.
I think they are gonna have the same director for both Avengers because they have the same writer now.
I do like. Yeah, I was just we could transition to that. They hired so originally Jeff Loveness, right?
Yeah,
Was gonna write Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, and he got fired. And they hired the writer of Loki, I think.
yeah. He
And he's
basically
also
created the
he
Loki
created
series.
like the rules of the multiverse of the MCU.
Yeah, and I
Which
think this doubles down on the fact that they're sticking with Kang.
with Kang, yeah, I agree. And I actually like that they're not splitting up. Like he's writing both movies. I think that's good. Because
Yeah,
I feel
I
it
think
does kind of feel like it's going to be a two-part story. So
yeah,
I think it's a good idea. If this is what they want, like they're going for this, so they should stick with the same writer.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Uh, Jeff Loveness, I think, got fired because of Ant-Man.
Yeah.
He wrote Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and critically panned as well as financial disaster. Not as bad as it made its money back, but
Yeah.
after that, I think they're kind of like, okay, we need to stop getting these Rick and Morty writers.
Yeah.
Although, is Michael Waldron from Rick and Morty?
It might be.
I don't know. I'm glad that they're sticking with the Kang story.
Yeah. I don't understand how would they pivot from it. I feel like they're already like
Yeah. But one thing that I want to mention, though, now that I see the MCU is kind of like in a state of disarray, at least a little, not much, but I'm rewatching the MCU right now with my girlfriend. We just watched Civil War, which just reminds me how much I love like when they bring these huge casts together.
Yeah.
We watch the first two Avengers movies, but Civil War is the real like, okay, there's like 15 superheroes here, or like 10, whatever. But one thing that I noticed is like there are these little people are like, oh, the MCU's not connected, and like all this, like there's your Ant-Mans, there's your Thor: The Dark World, like there's a couple like duds in there. Not duds, but not huge movies, which like it's kind of like, all right, now we have there's your the Marvels, there's your the Ant-Man, but then we're gonna get Deadpool 3 next. We're gonna get maybe
I just think
like
recently for the general audiences. Like I enjoyed like Multiverse of Madness, but a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, I think I have more faith in the MCU now after going back and watching. But also like social media was a different place back then when Civil War got announced.
Yeah.
There wasn't as much like reactionary stuff as there is now. Where it's like one bad thing and people like imagine Thor: The Dark World now.
Oh yeah, forget it, dude.
It would be insane on Twitter. Like obviously like back then people were kind of like, okay, this movie kind of sucks. But no one was freaking out as much as they are now.
Yeah.
To the point where you have Variety writing articles and shit.
I agree.
So I think the MCU is fine. I just think that the way that fans are nowadays is why there's these insane reactions to stuff like this. So
I agree.
Yeah. Anyways, aside from nerdy comic booky news, we got some real cinema. Our first look at Robert Eggers' Nosferatu.
Oh yeah.
Got a couple images, and we got a release date.
Well, how many images did they release?
They released at least 2. I think maybe 3. One of them is Lily Rose Depp, and there's the shadow of Nosferatu's hand over her. Then there's another one of Nicholas Holt's character, and in the left corner frame you see the monster. You see Nosferatu, not fully, but like it's a blurry image of what he looks like. It looks like they're going with a very monstrous look, which I like.
The movie's also not in black and white, which I'm
It's
surprised.
it's not in. You said
No.
yeah. I didn't know what they were gonna do with that. Because Robert Eggers has done black and white before. He did The Lighthouse. But yeah, this is up there with my most anticipated of next year. It got a release date of Christmas Day, 2024, which is very interesting. I don't know if you saw Jordan Peele's next also releasing the same day. I
did actually.
One of them might move, but because I feel like they're similar.
I haven't. Yeah, I don't know what's because Peele probably couldn't write his for a little bit, so I don't even know if that's still gonna come out.
Yeah,
because I didn't hear anything about filming or anything like that.
Mm-mm. But I'm kind of surprised it's releasing that late. I don't know if it's at least like somewhat. If it's not done filming, it's got to be like decently into it.
Yeah,
I guess Robert Eggers kind of wants his time to
yeah,
polish it after the fact.
that's true.
Because let's say it's done filming now, we're talking about a year of post production, which for something not very VFX heavy, it doesn't seem is kind of insane.
I mean, when did they start filming it? They could be like filming it now.
Yeah, it still could be filming. I could just be talking.
And they just like they just how like they just release stuff sometimes like
yeah.
Let me see Nosferatu. Let me see.
I don't know if you'll be able to find anything, but
I don't think so. Yeah, it's not saying much, but I mean, I feel like it's still filming.
Whatever, regardless. I mean, I feel like it could come out soon. Like Deadpool 3 is still filming in July, but that's also March. So
that's right. Yeah, that's true.
But anyways, what do you think of the look? What do you think of how Ratu looks, at least from that?
Well, honestly, like I didn't see the image until like basically today because I only saw the one of Johnny Depp's daughter, but I like that. It's interesting to see the creature in color for like the first time.
Yeah,
and how the skin kind of looks like discolored and like rotted almost.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of like if you remember Last Voyage of the Demeter, like how he looks at the end.
I agree. Yeah,
It kind of is a little similar to that.
well, this is. I mean, Nosferatu is basically a copy of that book.
Well, yeah, no, Nosferatu was the first film to adapt Bram Stoker's Dracula.
But they couldn't use like they didn't have the rights, so they had
Yeah, they like couldn't use the Dracula name.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like this is a very tough film to tackle. It's like a challenge to remake this. But I feel like Robert Eggers is kind of like the best hands, you know?
Yeah, apparently like the Nosferatu is gonna be obsessed with
The girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems about how it should go. We're also getting I don't know if it's coming out next year, but Frankenstein we're gonna get soon.
I don't think it's probably gonna be 2025.
I'm
Guillermo
hyped for
del
that.
Toro, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
That would be really cool if it came out this year, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
It's with Mia Goth,
Oscar Isaac, Andrew Garfield.
I forgot who's playing.
I think Garfield is the scientist, I think. And Oscar Isaac is the monster. The Mia Goth is Bride of Frankenstein, I think. But it's one of those three. I don't know if it's in that order.
Yeah.
Maybe Oscar Isaac is playing the bride. They're switching shit up.
I think it's going to start filming in early 2024.
I mean, it has a shot. It depends how the filming schedule is. But
and how VFX heavy it is.
Yeah. But anyways, something else we got a first look at actually today. I don't know if you're going to have any of this, but the Fallout series.
Yeah, it did.
It looks very accurate to the games. And I love Fallout. I don't know if you've played them, Joe, or no.
I like briefly played it, but I don't remember much about it.
Yeah, I love Fallout. It's basically like it is what it's exactly what it seems like. There's a nuclear fallout, and you play as like this guy who was a vault dweller. They basically build these vaults that people went into before the nukes hit.
Yeah.
And during the nukes, I mean, after, people live in the vaults to avoid radiation, and you
Yeah.
play as this guy who sort of like travels around this nuclear wasteland. There's all these deformed creatures there's these things called death claws that are these giant, like, radioactive creatures that attack you. You know, there's people that have this insane, like, radiation, like you saw Walt's character in those
Yeah,
first look images.
His like nose is like
Yeah, it's like straight from the games.
yeah.
And you saw the suits, the power armor suits.
Yeah.
They look ripped straight
sick.
from the games. They look awesome. So, video game adaptations might be the new big thing. We've been saying it for a while. So, I honestly had no hype for this, but seeing the pictures, my hype went up a lot. And another thing is, the show is going to be canon to the lore of the games.
Oh, really?
It's not gonna, yeah. It's not gonna be like a retelling of one of the game stories or something.
Interesting. Wait, so like, is it's a different story canon to the game?
Yeah, canon, because the all the games take place in one universe.
Interesting.
Yeah, you should play Fallout. I'm pretty sure Fallout 4 is free on PS Plus, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for movie news. To be honest, we kind of had a decent bit. So yeah, we could get to our list for this week, which you recommended, so you could introduce it.
Yeah, so I recommended Batman. What is it? Mask of the Phantasm.
No, I'm talking about your list, bro.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Well, actually, no. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm an idiot. I recommended it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But I mean, I only recommended it because you tried to recommend it last time. But all right, no, that's my bad. My bad. I'll introduce it since I recommended it. So yeah, we're gonna do top 10 sports films. I know the reason why you brought this up. You were gonna go into it last episode or 2 episodes ago about like a sports equinox that's happening right now.
Yeah, because October is the sports equinox because all 4 major sports are playing. So I was like,
so yeah, what is it? Hockey, basketball,
football, and baseball.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah, so
all four of your teams. Well, I mean, if your team has to be in the World Series because that's really the only time they play in October.
Yeah, but still, it was a good idea for a list. I mean, there's a lot of great sports movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could start at 10. My list is kind of weird. I feel like after you say your list, like I'm gonna be like, damn, I forgot a lot because mine is kind of like out there movies a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, just an honorable mention.
Make it.
Nah, bro, that's the thing. I forgot. I didn't put Shaolin Soccer on.
Because that's technically a sports movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
anyways, I'll start off. First off, honorable mention to Joanna Man. Have you ever seen that?
I don't think so.
I used to love that movie as a kid for some reason. It's basically about this NBA player who like flashes the crowd after a game, it's suspended, and then like he pretends to be a woman and plays WNBA. It's like so stupid, and it would never be made today. But it's just like, for some reason, I have such like a ingrained memory of watching it when I was a kid that I just had to mention it. That was my honorable mention. But number 10, I have White Men Can't Jump, the classic sports film. You got Wesley Snipes, you got Woody Harrelson. They even remade it, actually, I think this year with Jack Harlow, which honestly was not that bad. I watched it.
I haven't seen it yet,
but yeah, it's a cool story. You know, it's about it's basically about the underestimating of the white man in basketball, which I was able to relate to at some point in my life. Now I'm a complete ass at basketball, so I guess the stereotypes are true about white people. But anyways, yeah, that's my number 10. So it's a classic movie, you know, very entertaining, easy watch. So yeah.
For my number 10, I had More Than a Game. I don't know if you've seen that. It's like the movie about LeBron in high school.
No, I've never seen it. Is it like a documentary or?
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, no, I've never seen it.
it's called More Than. You've
3.6.
definitely heard of the song from it.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that song with like Drake, Eminem, like
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forgot what it's called. What is it called? It's like I feel like it's memed a little bit. The song.
yeah, more
But is it Legendary? Is that what it's called?
no, Forever. Is it
Oh
Forever?
yeah, Forever, Forever, Forever.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I never seen that, but interesting. My number 9, I had Dodgeball, a true underdog story,
Damn, that's what I forgot. Yeah.
which is you don't think of it as a sports movie, but
No, I mean, but it is.
it,
Yeah.
it is. It's Dodgeball.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a great comedy. I think it holds up really well. Vince Vaughn is great. Ben Stiller,
Yeah.
obviously, as White Goodman. His
Yeah.
character is really funny. It's very quotable. There's the whole, if you can dodge a wrench, you can
You could
dodge
dodge a
it, like
dodgeball.
dodge a dodgeball. Um, yeah, it's just a classic comedy. It's really entertaining. So yeah.
Yeah. For me, for number 8, what did I say number 8?
9.
No. Oh, for number 9, I had The Blind Side. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I mean, obviously it's a little controversial now, but I mean, I liked it at the time.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but that is another classic.
Yeah.
So, all right, yeah, my number 8, I had the classic Space Jam. This used to be my favorite movie as a kid.
Yeah.
It still is. It's not bad. I mean, it's decent for what it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. You got the Looney Tunes running around. Obviously, Michael Jordan is a great actor, but he does what he's got to do. You also have other like NBA legends and Patrick Ewing. I think Charles Barkley's in it.
Yeah.
It's a classic. It's a classic movie from my childhood. Well, it's from before my childhood, but from
You
when I
watched
watched
it
it.
during your childhood, yeah.
So I wish it was higher on this list, but it's just not as good as these other ones.
Yeah, yeah. For number 8, I actually had Kicking and Screaming. I don't know if you remember that movie.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's another one that I forgot. Honestly,
Yeah. With Will Ferrell and who else is in it? I don't even remember. I know the guy from
bro.
the.
Honestly, Josh Hutcherson is in it.
He is.
I think. Yeah, he's
Oh
one of
yeah,
the
he's like
kids.
one of the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, like they get the two like Italian twins, and they come from
Yeah.
like the
The meat packing thing.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that's a classic one too.
Yeah.
We used to. Our dad loved that. We used to
Yeah.
watch that with him all the time.
Mike Ditka was in it, the football
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah. That one's funny.
Yeah.
All right. To get to my 7, I actually have a film that came out last year from one of my least favorite actors, but I still thought it was a great movie. Adam Sandler's Hustle. I don't know if you ever got a chance to
Oh, I
watch
did.
that.
I did watch it. I didn't like it as much as
It
you
dropped
did.
on Netflix. I really liked it. You had Juancho Hernan Gomez as Bo
Oh,
Cruz. Anthony Edwards was in it as well.
yeah. Anthony
I
Edwards
just,
is actually really good in it.
yeah, I really enjoyed the story. Um, I like seeing Adam Sandler as a
Serious.
serious role. I think his comedy kind of sucks looking back on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie.
He's got what's his next movie? With
He has a
the
movie
people.
with the Safdie Bros coming
Yeah,
out next year.
they said it has to do with like sports cards or something like that, like sports cards
Yeah,
collecting.
I think they have to delay it though because they were planning on filming like at live sporting events
Oh yeah.
during baseball games. But now that like baseball's over, they have to wait
that
because
kind of sucks.
because the actor strike was
Yeah.
But all right, yeah. What was that 7? Yeah, what's
Yeah.
your 7?
7 I had actually Gran Turismo, which is sports movie technically too, because it's about racing.
Damn, I didn't even
So
count that. It would have been
I
on my
mean,
list.
I haven't seen like a newer. I mean, actually, that's a lie. I have seen recent sports movies that are good, but I don't know. I really really like Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. I thought it was
Yeah.
awesome. All right, move on to my number 6. This is going to be an unpopular one. It's a film from this year. Next Goal Wins. Taika Waititi.
Really?
People are hating on it, but I love
I
this
haven't
movie.
seen it, but like
It's really funny. It's a
the,
feel-good story.
the top 10 sports movies you've ever seen. Next one was. That's on the
Bro,
list.
I mean, you never seen it,
No,
so
I know, but like I just feel like there's so many much better sports movies out there. There's gotta be.
that's what I'm thinking. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get shit on for this
Yeah.
from our
I
like
mean,
three, from like our three listeners. They're gonna violate.
yeah.
But
At least two of them are gonna violate you.
yeah. Honestly, you got to give the movie a chance, bro. I know it has
No, I
shitty
mean I'm sure
reviews,
it's fine, but like I'm
but I
just like
really
it.
liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even when I put this on here, I was like, damn, like sixth greatest sports movie ever.
Yeah.
But then like I couldn't think of any other
Bro,
ones.
you don't like ever just like look up online like sports movies or just like to remind you of things you've seen.
I should have. I was just looking
I
at my
always do that.
highest rated movies on Letterboxd and like scrolling through until I found shit that was
Or
with
just go on like
sports.
the genre of sports and like you'll just see
Yeah,
like or just you know.
but whatever. Just give me a
Yeah.
fucking six already.
Six I had Waterboy. Which actually another Adam Sandler one of his better comedies in my opinion. Have you seen
Um,
Waterboy?
I have not,
Really?
but that is obviously a classic.
Yeah.
Um, so all right, number five, I had a movie from 2021, King Richard, which is about Venus and Serena Williams.
Oh, I
Um,
heard that was good.
yeah, Will Smith plays the father.
Yeah.
Puts on a great performance. He won the best actor for it,
Yeah.
which obviously led to The Slap,
The slap,
which
yeah.
is like this movie is always going to be associated with The
With
Slap,
the slap, yeah.
but it's a great movie. If you put away all those like extra real world circumstances,
Yeah.
it really is a great movie. He does a great job, and the girls who play Venus and Serena do a great job. It's a very entertaining movie. So
Yeah.
yeah, what's your five?
Five, I had Miracle, which is it's a movie about the 1980 U.S. team and how they beat like the Soviet Union in hockey.
Yeah, I've
You
heard
may have
great
seen
things.
it.
I've never seen it, unless
Yeah.
like maybe we watched it as
When
kids.
we were young, yeah.
But yeah, one maybe I'll check it out. It says Kurt Russell's in the lead. Interesting.
Yeah. He's a
All
coach.
right, all right. To get to my four, in fourth place, I had the Bad News Bears, which is
Yeah.
it's a classic. It's a film about Little League baseball, so it's not like that insane.
Yeah.
But I feel like it has a good message for kids. I think
Yeah.
that about don't give up and whatnot.
Yeah.
Also, the coach is like an alcoholic. It's actually mad fun, but it's dated. It's a dated movie,
Yeah. When did it
but
come out?
1976. It's a classic. I really liked it. So yeah, that was four.
My four was Sandlot. And this is honestly one of the I feel like this is one of the first movies I have like memories of watching when I was a kid.
I don't
Like
even remember watching this ever.
really? I remember like seeing this like when I was mad young. Like this was like I remember like someone showing this to me. I have like a font, like a memory of it. I mean, I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I mean
sure I've
it's
seen it in my life, but
yeah,
I'm gonna have to recheck it out at some point.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a classic one though. That's like what a lot of people think of when you think sports
sports
movies.
movies, yeah.
So, all right. In third place, I had I, Tanya, which is about
The Skater.
Tanya
I,
Harding,
I haven't
the
seen
ice
it, but
skater, and
you
basically her rise and fall, played by Margot Robbie. It's a great performance, great story, and yeah, great movie. And
yeah.
it's figure skating, which obviously is not my favorite sport. So, but I just don't think that matters. I still really enjoyed it. What you got?
Which one number are you on? I'm sorry. That's number
We're
three.
in the top three. So
Yeah. Number three I had Moneyball, which I actually watched pretty recently. Uh, and I liked, even though apparently Brad Pitt's a piece of shit, but I actually really liked it. And Jonah Hill was very good in it too.
yeah, I've never seen Moneyball. A lot of these I haven't seen. You've seen a lot more sports films than I
Yeah.
have. So, all right. Well,
Damn, I think that's the
Second,
only category I might have more movies watched than you.
probably. Second place, I got Coach Carter. I
What's
actually
that?
watched this kind of recently. You never heard of Coach Carter?
Uh,
It's a famous basketball movie.
uh,
Um, it's about this coach played by Samuel L. Jackson that basically comes into this high school to coach their basketball team,
yeah,
and the team's really good, like they're undefeated. And then when they fail at their report cards, or like he says, "Oh, you guys have to have this GPA," like the kids
yeah,
don't have it, and he dead ass like benches the team.
damn,
Um, and it's like him teaching the kids discipline and everything.
yeah,
It's a classic basketball movie. It has like a young Channing Tatum in it too, which is like funny to see.
really,
But I watched this recently. I really enjoyed it. It really stuck with me.
yeah,
Samuel L. Jackson put on a great performance, as he usually does.
yeah,
And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So
nice. Number two, I had Remember the Titans. I don't know if you've seen that. It's a football
yeah,
movie.
I've seen it.
Denzel Washington's the head coach of this. It's like a Tennessee high school football team. They have like a
Yeah,
song. You probably heard the song.
it's a classic. I know the
Yeah,
film, but I've just never seen it. So
yeah.
one that I forgot to mention that I just thought of now was Raging Bull,
What was
the
that? I don't think
boxing
I've
movie,
seen it.
Martin Scorsese's
Oh
boxing
yeah,
movie, which I also watched recently. That was fantastic. That would be probably in my top like two. But
have you seen like The Wrestler? I haven't seen that. That's
no,
what
I
what's on.
haven't. That's Aronofsky, I think, right?
Yeah,
But anyways, I'll give my real number one. I don't know if it's a surprise, but it's Rocky. It's the greatest
yeah,
sports movie I've ever
yeah,
seen. You know, it's such a classic film, and it's boxing, which I'm not a huge fan of outside of the film world. But
yeah.
what more can I say? You know, it's Rocky Balboa. The name is iconic. The movie is iconic. They're still making Rocky movies to this day. We just had Creed
Yeah.
3 come out this
They
year.
just they announced Creed 4 actually recently too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my greatest sports film I've ever seen.
Yeah.
What you
I had
got?
Rocky. Yeah, it was Rocky. I mean, I can't really. I feel like there's no other answer.
Yeah. I feel like that has to be the best sports movie
Yeah,
ever made. I can't really think of ones that would compete, but Gran Turismo.
yeah.
Oh, did you ever see Basketball?
No. Oh, it's
Honestly?
a comedy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen it. I know like the premise of it though.
Yeah, that movie's so stupid, but
Or
good movie.
the new Daily Wire movie.
Oh, the
What was
Ben
it called?
Shapiro starring movie.
The what was it? The Lady Ballers.
It's gonna be
Did I send you the
fire.
trailer?
No.
Uh, you gotta watch it.
What is that though?
It's like the this group of like people that like played high school basketball together. Like basically are like all like little girls now, and they join like it's supposed to be I guess the WNBA and like win the championship. It's just like so like ridiculous.
It's like a right wing propaganda
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. Basically, like Ben Shapiro's in it, Ted Cruz is in it.
Dude, I actually
Uh,
can't believe that.
yeah. It's coming to like it's not releasing in theaters. It's like I guess they have a streaming service. It's called like Daily Wire Plus.
Bro, we should actually watch it and talk
Yeah,
about it.
and get the subscription for it.
That would be so
It
funny.
definitely is like mad. I actually like kind of want to watch it just to see how ridiculous it is.
When does it come out? Wait, does Ben Shapiro like
December 1st.
play like a lead role?
Nah, he's in like one scene. He's probably not gonna be in a big role, but there was like
That's
another.
funny.
There's a bunch of like I don't know their names, but I recognize like their faces, like conservative, like I don't know, like figures or like news people in the movie. Like I don't know their names.
Yeah, you got to send me the trailer.
Yeah, it's like so. It's actually funny. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah. All right.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, that wraps up our list. That it really was a year wreck, but I'll take
yeah,
the claim for recommending it. Yeah, that was a good
yeah,
one. That was one that obviously we'd have to do at some point.
yeah,
Sports movies. But all right, we can move on to our last film, which now you could introduce this.
yeah. So I recommended Batman Mask of the Phantasm. And I haven't seen this. I've heard that it was like the best animated Batman movie ever made, and like all this stuff. And so I went into it pretty high expectations. And it basically is about Batman, and he like meets this girl, and like he, well, like how does it start off? Does it start off that they hate each other? I'm a little confused a little bit.
No, it's just that it doesn't start with them hating each other. It gets to
It
that. They
it
were in a
the
relationship
story's told in
basically.
like a non-linear.
Yeah, it
What's
starts out in the present, and he's just Batman. He's doing his
yeah,
Batman shit, and all of it. He's fighting
fine,
these like crime people, and all of a sudden this new threat appears. This new villain called the
yeah,
Phantasm, who shows up and is like trying to. She's taking care of these. Oh, spoiler. This
oh,
this Phantasm person is taking care of these crime bosses as well, just in their way, killing them,
yeah,
doing whatever. Batman's like, yo, what's up? But as all this is happening, we're getting flashbacks to Bruce Wayne at some point meeting this woman in love with, but he couldn't be Batman and be with her at the same
yeah.
time. Her family had to run away because her dad was involved with this
With the
mob, and
mafia, yeah,
I forget, maybe he couldn't pay for some shit or something, so they have to leave. And Bruce Wayne, he can't leave with her. He's Batman. He's got to
yeah.
stay in Gotham and defend
Gotham,
it. So whatever. Eventually, it gets revealed the Phantasm at the end. Oh, it was the girl that Batman was in love with. She came back to get revenge for what the people did to her father.
yeah,
Because I think they killed him at some point. It's a short
yeah. He
movie.
would, yeah.
I forget how he gets killed, but she comes back to kill all of these people. And Batman at the end realizes it's her.
And then it's also
And
revealed that one. You would go.
what? No, no. What's
Oh,
revealed?
it's also revealed like at one point during the movie, like towards the end of the movie. So all the people in that mob that like went after her dad, like one of them is actually like it turns out at the end is like the Joker before he actually became the Joker. So then the Batman realizes, and like that's kind of the climax of the movie. There's
Yeah,
Mark
yeah,
Hamill's Joker, which is kind of cool.
yeah. I forgot about that. The last mob person that she keeps trying to find,
Yeah,
it's actually the Joker. The guy who went on to become the
which
Joker.
was actually a pretty cool twist, and I did
Yeah,
like I didn't expect that.
yeah. Neither did I. I think the reason why people like this movie so much is because it's really a character study into and Batman and sort of
Yeah,
how they coexist with each other and how Bruce Wayne can't have his happy life while he also has Batman. He's kind of tied down by this persona, which is very interesting. The film is able to encapsulate exactly what the character of Batman is. All that
yeah,
being said, is it the best Batman movie ever made? No, not even close. Like I don't even know
yeah,
why people would even say that, but I see people saying,
yeah.
um,
Yeah, it was good, but it's not anything like amazing. It doesn't, it's more of a
yeah,
character study of like Batman,
I enjoyed it
I
still.
which
I
is
mean,
good. Yeah, I liked it. It was good, but like it
I
wasn't
also
anything.
I liked how it looked. I liked how old school it looked and felt. The animation style. Kevin Conroy's Batman, obviously, was Joker.
Yeah,
But yeah, to me, this just wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't that compelling of a story. It's just I didn't really like the girl becoming Phantasm. Um, I guess it makes
uh,
sense, but also the character's powers don't really make sense.
yeah. They don't
They
explain.
disappear, and they didn't explain any of that. Um,
When did
but
it
I don't
come
know.
out?
I think in the '90s, maybe the '80s.
Yeah,
Let me check. Hold on.
like if this was released now, like audience would definitely not. It wouldn't be
Yeah,
his pound.
yeah. It came out in 1993.
It actually
Um,
looks fantastic for a movie that came out in 1993.
yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing like these letterbox reviews. People are giving it, 4.5 star, 5 star, all this, but I don't know. Do you have a favorite scene in it?
But honestly, the final like fight scene at the end, like when the whole place like explodes, and like you just see like the giant fucking like I don't know. That scene's just like sick. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't really know. There wasn't really any scene that stuck out to me. I guess I liked when it's Phantasm, Batman, and the Joker all on that like amusement park.
Yeah.
Just because we get Mark Hamill's Joker, who I love. I like the scene when it's Joker and the Phantasm and the Joker has like that robot. I thought that was kind of funny. It's like a FNAF reference.
FNAF,
but yeah, there was nothing that would put this movie above honestly, like any of the other live action Batman movies besides. Actually, no, I don't want to say that. It's probably better than Batman Begins.
Yeah.
It's close to The Dark Knight Rises. It's better than obviously like Batman and Robin and shit. But I'm talking about those top tier Batman.
Yeah,
not even close to The Dark Knight. It's not close to the Batman.
The Batman, yeah.
It's not as good as Batman 1989.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It's short, 70 minutes.
Yeah.
It tells the story of Bruce Wayne. It does what it does, and that's it. Favorite character? I like Bruce Wayne in this.
Yeah, I mean that's this. Yeah, I agree.
Phantasm.
It's hard not to.
Yeah. Also, the Phantasm is an original villain, and I don't think they've appeared in any other Batman material.
No. The only
I feel like
one I see it having a chance is the Reeves.
I feel like this is more of a James Gunn kind of villain.
No, I feel like I don't know. I think that like this is Matt Reeves type of like he likes this style, like these type of stories of Batman, and like that could be made into like you can make her like a pretty grounded hero. She could just be like a like I don't know.
I feel like he wouldn't do. She's got like this goofy mask, like a giant hook hand. I don't think Reeves would do something.
I don't know.
She can disappear and all this bullshit.
Well, like obviously they'd have to like change it a little bit.
Yeah. But all right. I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about it?
I mean, we pretty much summed it up. It's pretty like
Yeah, it's straightforward. I think it's worth a watch.
Oh yeah, I agree.
At the least to see like Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill and the animation style, just the feel of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you rate it?
I rated 3.5. So 7 out of 10.
Yeah, same. I gave it a 3.5 star. It's good. It's a good Batman movie. There's nothing about it that stands out in the landscape that we have today of Batman films. So
yeah,
I
agree.
All right. Anyways, let's move on to the Q&A, I guess, to wrap things up. There's only one question this week for us from frequent question asker at sophia.k.ua. She wishes the podcast a very happy Thanksgiving, first of all. So thank you.
Thanksgiving.
And
thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and to all of our fellow
listeners. Yeah.
She asks, has your opinion of President Snow changed compared to did in a way?
I mean, I didn't have an opinion of him because I didn't see the first movie, so I can't really give an answer.
I think it definitely changes because you start to see him as human. You see he had this sort of tragedy happened to him, and you see how he himself was corrupted by the Capitol.
Yeah.
Became the head of it, So it definitely changes my opinion. He's still a scumbag, but
you sympathize with him more a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. Well, thanks for the question. Yeah, I forgot to post the question poll until very late, so we don't really have a lot. But yeah, that wraps up the episode. I'll give my movie rec, which I've been waiting. this is a movie that I really want. I'm so excited to rewatch it because I love it and I've been waiting to talk about it. Is American Movie. It's time. This is
American
such
movie.
like it's such a not known movie.
Is that the one that you just got? Oh
Yeah.
yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's such like a hidden gem. I want more people to watch it because of how great it is. I want to watch it with you, Joe.
Yeah.
Like you're
I
gonna
know.
cry
I've heard
laughing.
you've told me that like I would like this movie.
Yeah. So basically, the movie is it's a documentary. It follows this guy named Mark like Borkhardt or something,
Yeah.
and he has this dream of creating a movie. And this guy who must have known him and must have saw how insane he was like, all right, I'm just gonna basically take a camera and follow. And just by how this operates and talks and the things he does,
Yeah.
he is a character. The dialogue that he comes out with, you would think like the writer of The Office wrote it. It's so absurd and insane that
Like, how long's the movie? Like what?
I think it's less than 2 hours for sure. But it
What is
goes
the guy's
through.
movie? Yeah, well, I'm like curious.
Oh, his movie, like the one that he's
Yeah.
made. Well, it starts with him. He's gonna make this full length feature, and then he brings this team together and stuff, and he ends up making like a short length film, and it takes him
Yeah.
like 10 years to make like a 20-minute film. It's actually insane. Yeah,
Do
there's
they
no
show
way
the
to.
film?
No, they don't, and I've been trying to watch it, but
Where
I
can you
thought it was
find
gonna
it?
be like a special feature on the Blu-ray because I got the Blu-ray,
Yeah.
but it's not. So I honestly have no idea where to
You
find
might
it.
have to look it up online.
Bro, I've tried. I can't find it anywhere.
Like, what do people say? Go on like Reddit and see what people say.
It's on Letterboxd. It's called Coven.
What's the plot say? Like, it just have a
It
plot
says it
description.
says an alcohol/drug abuser re-examines his life until he nearly dies from an overdose. Then a friend convinces him to join a self-help group, which turns out to be demonic. It's not a terrible plot synopsis,
Yeah.
but you'll see it when we watch the movie. It's like there's so many, like his families, and he like gets his mom to help him, and he's like yelling at her shit with the camera, and it's like she's just this old lady. I don't know. You gotta. This is a movie. Grab a bunch of your buddies. Grab a few beers. Toss it on. We'll have a good time. So, all right. What do you got for a list?
This is a pretty like interesting list. So, and I don't know if you've seen movies like this too. It's gonna be the top 10 movies like animal movies where anything to do with like an animal or like
Okay.
you know. So there's a movie I'm thinking of that like it's like not about. I mean, it's about an animal, but the animal's like not real. But I'm gonna include it just because it's kind of the similar type of.
This is a good one. I mean, you could go a lot of ways with this one. You
Yeah,
could go
yeah.
talking animals. You could go, Life of
Like, I
Pi.
already have like the documentary in my head. I have a regular movie in my head, and I have like a like you said, like a phony one too. Like there's a lot of different, like areas it could go.
All right. Yeah. You could even toss in The Witch. Robert Eggers.
Yeah.
There's a goat. There's a pretty significant goat in that movie.
I actually think I figured out. I might know my number one already. Honestly, you just reminded me of my number one.
All right. Well, so yeah, next week or next episode we'll do American Movie, and Poor Things is going to be coming out. So we'll see. The other thing that maybe we'll get to is Godzilla -1 if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm hoping to see it.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get around to seeing it. But I guess for now, prepare for Godzilla -1, Poor Things, and American Movie.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone for listening.
We'll see you guys.
We'll see you in probably a week and a half if all things go well. So happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.